Hello friends, today I'm going to tell you that why Christians suffer in this world. Why there is suffering in this world for Christians. When people they see their neighbors, when Christian people they see their neighbors and others people they think that others people they are very happy and they are only troubling. When people they call me for prayer, they used to say that brother we are having too much problem. I am suffering, others are good. So today I'm going to give you the 7 reasons why Christians suffer in this world, or why a believer suffer in this world. And if you are new in our YouTube channel, please subscribe our channel that you may get notification of our new videos. So let us start. Why Christians suffer in this world? First thing is, he does not belong to this world. This is very simple and basic thing, that a believer does not belong to this world. John chapter 15 verse 19 says, if you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. That's why in world you have suffering. So first thing, believer doesn't belongs to this world. And the second thing is, because this world they did not accept Jesus Christ. This world they did not accept Jesus Christ. That is the reason a Christian suffer. In John chapter 1 verse 11 says, he went to his own, he come to his own, but his own they rejected Jesus Christ. John chapter 1 verse 11 says like this, he came to his own and his own did not receive him. What is the connection between these, Jesus and you? Let me make it clear. John chapter 12 verse 31. Luke chapter 10 verse 16. Luke chapter 10 verse 16. Luke chapter 10 verse 16 says, he who hears you hear me, and he who rejects you rejects me, and he who rejects me rejects him who sent me. He who hears you hears me, he who rejects you rejects me, and he who rejects me rejects him who sent me. Means God sent Jesus Christ and they rejected Jesus Christ. In the same way, Jesus, he sent us. And when somebody reject us, means they reject God or Jesus, or when somebody they rejected Jesus, means they reject us. We are connected while we are living in this earth. So the second reason is because this world they did not accept Jesus Christ. That's why they will also not accept us, and we have to suffer. A Christian need to be suffer. And third thing is, the ruler of this world is your enemy. The ruler of this world is believer's enemy. If you know Bible, if you read Bible, you know that Satan is the ruler of this earth. And still we are in his kingdom, in his ruling. We have to suffer, or a Christian need to suffer. Read John chapter 16 verse 11. John chapter 16 verse 11. Of a judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. It is talking about Satan. Jesus is telling his disciples and others. And one more, John chapter 12 verse 31. It says, now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be cast out. And okay, enough. So John chapter 12:31 also we saw that ruler, Satan is the ruler of this earth and he is our enemy. He is against us, he is against our God, and this is his kingdom. That is the reason why we suffer. We are in the yard of enemy. That is the reason why we suffer, why a Christian suffer. Now the fourth thing is believer manifest the nature of God in this world. Believers manifest the divine nature of God in this worldly nature or sinful world. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Romans chapter 12 verse 2, or if we read, we can see that by the renew, the Bible saying that do not conform to this world. Bible is saying do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. A believer, they search the perfect will of God, and when they start to manifest those things by their action in this world, which this world doesn't accept, or because this world is sinful world. And as a believer they try to show and act according to the God word. So that is the reason also why believer they suffer, because they manifest the divine nature of God in this sinful world. Then fifth thing is, our fifth point is, because you are doing good, believer they do good. First Peter 3:14. First Peter 3:14. It says, but even if you should suffer for righteousness' sake, you are blessed, and do not be afraid of their threats, not to be troubled. Means this is a sinful world, a sinful nature, where believer they try to walk as a righteous with a new nature, with a righteousness. When a believer they walk in this sinful nature, the world will not accept those things, and because of that a Christian will suffer in this world, because you are doing good or walking as a righteous man of God. And this world, because it is sinful, and while we are living here, this world will not accept your righteousness. That is the reason why Christian or you will suffer in this world. Then sixth thing is, suffering will become your testimony. What you are suffering, maybe whatever is your situation today, maybe it will change in a testimony. By suffering you cannot glorify God, but when you will overcome the suffering, it will glorify God, and it will become testimony. By your suffering testimony, people they will edify themselves, and they will encouraged. See the Job life, he suffered a lot, but after his suffering it was become a testimony, a blessings. In same way, what you are suffering, it will turn into the blessings, and it will become your testimony, and it will glorify God. And the last thing is, seventh thing is, suffering make us perfect. Suffering make a believer perfect. If you read James chapter 1 verse 4, James chapter 1 verse 4, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Means, in order to make believer perfect before the coming of Jesus Christ in this world, we have to become a perfect person. A believer need to be a perfect person. Because of that, a believer or a Christian suffer in this world. Today I gave you 7 points. First point is he doesn't belong to this world. Then second point is because this world they did not accept Jesus Christ, so that they will also not accept you. The third thing is the ruler of this world is your enemy. Fourth thing is believer manifest the divine nature of God in this earth. Then fifth point was because you are doing good, believer they walk righteously. Then sixth point is suffering will become your testimony. Suffering will turn in joy and blessings. And seventh point is suffering make a believer perfect. I believe that you have learned something, and I believe that God is going to bless you mightily. See you in next video. Till goodbye. God bless you.